Are you not entertained?
Welcome to Hard to Entertain with Brandon and Trey. Take it away, boys.
We back, baby.
What is up? Episode 65.
65 and time to jive.
Time to die.
Not
Everyone die.
everybody dies. That's not. We're not going in with that.
Nope. Everyone die.
Everybody
Sorry.
does die.
You're gonna hear me coming down the street like.
That's your.
how my sound. That's how my gun sounds.
All right.
Clapless.
Welcome to Hard to Entertain with Brandon and Trey. Let's do this thing, baby.
We're entertaining.
We're entertaining. We're hard.
We're hard to entertain, or
We're-
we're hardly entertaining.
I don't know. We'll figure that one out. We'll let you be the judge of that.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. They don't care.
Breaking the third wall. Pull a
Yeah.
Deadpool like.
Why'd you have the thing red?
Because Valentine's Day.
Oh.
Because it was the other day.
Oh.
But
Did you have a good Valentine's Day? Went to the movies?
I did. Me and the wife went and saw one of the movies that we're going to talk about later. I gave her some things. It was she got me a new controller and I got a new rock shirt.
New rock shirt?
Yeah,
Shirt made out of rocks?
made out of rocks. I'm the thing now.
Whatever, you coke dealer.
That's right, baby. Let's go make a brick. Been sick.
Jesus. All right, let's jump.
All
on
right,
into
let's get
it.
on into this thing.
Let's jump on into
Let's
it.
go.
It's trailer time. It's trailer time. It's trailer time. Trey wants to the trailers. Sit your ass down. It's time for the trailers.
It's time for the trailers, Trey.
Hello.
It's time for
Time
the
for
trailer.
them trailers. All right, so you told me to watch a trailer that you saw, and I did. I watched The Accountant 2.
Oh, okay.
I think it's pretty cool because the only problem I have so far with it is that unless they tell you there's a big time gap, Ben Affleck looks way older in this than he did in The Accountant #1.
Probably like a few years.
Well, let's hope. Let's hope he's been like on the run, but it seems like the characters are like all the same.
Seems like it.
So
the main ones all lived.
yeah. It looks good. Is it John Bernthal?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he looks like he's really good in this. I like the dynamic between him being like the straight brother and the other Ben Affleck playing the guy that's got the handicap,
Mm-hmm.
and so
Yeah,
him not understanding like the dynamic between them being brothers and how to have relationships with people.
Yeah.
The first one is excellent, great movie.
Yep.
So I'm really looking forward to that. That's
It's on
coming
April.
out April 25th. Yep. I saw a trailer for this thing called Friendship. It's coming out in April as well. Did you see that Netflix show where it's the guy and it's like he's doing skits on Netflix and it's
Yeah, it's the guy from Detroiters, and it's got Paul Rudd in it.
Yes. So this is about a guy who joins a friend group, and Paul Rudd's character decides that he doesn't want to be part of the friend group anymore, and the other guy doesn't know how to handle it,
Mhm.
and so he kind of loses his mind. Looks funny. His
It's supposed to be
comedy,
it's supposed to be a dark comedy.
yeah,
It's supposed to
his
be a dark
comedy's
comedy.
like kind of hitting. Like a lot of the skits I don't like. Some of them are funny, but a lot of them don't hit for me in his other show. So we'll see. The next thing is called The Friend. This has Naomi Watts in it and Bill Murray. This is where Bill Murray has a giant dog, and he ends up dying. And so he puts the dog on Naomi Watts. And so she's got to handle the problems with losing a friend and gaining a dog. And so the dog kind of becomes like an emotional support animal. So it looks good. I like those kind of movies. Next up, they had a full trailer for Snow White. What do you think about this? Have you seen the new Snow White trailer?
I haven't seen the new one. I've seen other ones though. I think it's gonna bomb.
Yeah. Do you have an opinion on the dwarfs?
I think it's stupid. The
That-
CG
that they're
dwarfs.
CG dwarfs instead of using
Um,
just like little people.
I just don't like. I don't. The lady who's the main character, Elizabeth something something or other.
Yeah.
She's the main actress. She was like.
Wonder Woman is.
So this
the best
originally,
role. Maleficent.
this was supposed to come out years ago,
Mhm.
like 2 years ago,
I think
3 years
a
ago.
writer strike kind of put this. one
Well,
too.
it was more than that.
Really?
Yeah, it was the main actress. She came out and was talking about how they're going to change the story and that she doesn't need the prince and the prince isn't going to kiss her to wake her up and all this other stuff. And I don't know. It just seems. I don't know. She was like she was trying to politicalize.
Oh,
the
so her
movie.
views kind of pushed this movie back.
Yeah, I think so because she was making all these outlandish like views, but it's just like, lady, relax. It's a movie about it's a fairy tale.
Right.
So I don't know. I think it's gonna bomb. So
Okay. Well, okay. Next up, I have is G20. Have you seen the trailer for this? This is starring Viola Davis.
no.
She plays the president, and they go to this G20 meeting where she's trying to.
Called a summit, Trey.
Okay, well, summit, but she's bringing all these world leaders to this summit, and this terrorist group comes and takes over the building, and for some reason she's like
badass.
she's got a military background, and so she like kicks their ass, tries to save them. Her family's there.
Okay.
So that's coming out April 10th, and it's coming out on Prime. They have another a big full trailer for Until Dawn. What do you think about this?
I don't know. We'll see. It's one of those you have to wait to see when it comes out
Right,
because it could be dog shit
right.
and it could not.
Yeah, it could be decent.
Yeah.
Next up, I'm just looking up for the date for this real quick. I have the Bayou. This is a movie about a friend trip. She takes them all, and they're going to Florida, but their plane ends up crashing into the bayou. In
Maine.
I think it's Louisiana.
I think the bayou's in Maine.
Well, they crash
Just kidding.
on their.
It's a joke.
I
It's an SNL joke. You idiot.
don't watch SNL.
Idiot.
But the big things are giant alligators. They're fighting them.
Nice.
Yeah. I like horror features sometimes. Yeah. Next up, I have. Let me get a date on this movie real quick. Shit balls. It doesn't matter. Here, most of you guys are.
Yeah,
gonna see
no
that
one
anyway.
gives a shit. about the
Next
date,
up,
Trey.
I have the Penguin Lessons. This is
Okay.
starring Steve Corgan.
Oh yeah, Steve. Yeah, everyone knows Steve Corgan. Who the fuck is Steve Corgan?
Steve Corgan is. Look it up. You have a phone right in front of you.
Yeah, tell us about this dumb movie.
It's about a guy who goes during the war. He's teaching class in like England, and so he ends up he goes on leave, and he rescues this penguin from an oil slick, and because he's trying to impress a girl, and the girl doesn't find him like impressive, and so but he ends up having to keep the penguin, and he takes it back to his school, and the penguin like kind of helps him out in his class because his students don't tend to like listen to him, and so he uses the penguin as a way of getting his students to listen. It looks.
This came out on September 6th of last year. Stupid.
The trailer just came out.
No, it
It
says-
came out elsewhere.
It
But-
says TIFF. I don't know what the fuck that means.
Oh, the TIFF. Oh, that's a movie contest.
Well,
International award.
Okay, and I know who this guy is. He's always like a side character and stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, so it might have come out there, but it hasn't come out like for theaters yet.
Just-
So next up, the big one, Brandon. Fantastic Four. The trailer came out. What's your opinion? Let's hear it. Have you watched it?
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it when it came out. It was the Super Bowl, or it was around the Super Bowl, wasn't it?
Yeah, they did it the week before. They did it on February 4th. It's FF. What do you think?
I think it looks okay. Nothing really stood out. To me, I thought the thing looked good.
Yeah, I think this is the best looking thing we've gotten so far.
But other than that, nothing really stood out. I mean,
I like the little robot. I like the '60s feel, where it's like retro but like futuristic at the same time.
yeah, I don't know. It seems like it could be alright. I don't know. I think it's looks pretty. Well, I think they're just holding a lot back right now, which is probably smart.
Yeah, they're not going to show you everything. I mean,
Yeah.
it's weird that they even showed us Galactus, or at least a shadow of him.
Yeah, but they're gonna do an actual version of Galactus.
Yeah, you get the big pink one
Yeah, instead of
with the helmet and everything.
instead of
a cloud.
instead of a cloud, a fog.
You
What
know-
was that for two?
So you know what they
movies.
said that it was? They said that the giant cloud was his ship, and he was inside of it.
Oh,
And they say during like the fight, you can see like a lightning strike, and you can actually see like him inside of the cloud.
Oh well, good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
it was fucking dumb. They didn't want to spend the money to create a big giant guy.
they didn't. But I think, like I said, Robin Robot looks cool in that. I think Pedro Pascal seems like he's going to be really good as Reed Richards. Yeah, I mean, they got to do something because, as we'll talk about a little bit later, yeah, they need help. Marvel's not doing great.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got for you as far as trailers go this week.
Well, that we wrapped it up. The trailer and a nice big old red bow. On to the next one.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Trey. What? Guess what time it is? What time is it? It's fucking TV time.
Yeah, TV time.
So what do you got?
Not much. I don't think there's too much good. I mean, there's we're in the middle of kind of like what's going on as far as TV goes. But I started watching a Netflix limited series called Apple Cider Vinegar.
Okay. Oh, I saw. It's like a health thing, right?
Kinda.
Yeah.
So it's based off a true story with characters who aren't real, but the main character is real. Her name is I forget her. What is her name? Elizabeth, Lizzie, or some shit like that. Anyways,
Yeah.
essentially, it's about unconventional medicine
Right.
versus real medicine when it comes to cancer.
Oh, okay.
So it tells a story of basically two different girls. One who she's like a normal girl in Australia, and she finds out she has like some obviously I don't know the terms that they use, but some sort of like skin cancer on her arm.
Yeah.
And the doctor's like, they waited too long to go in and get it too early.
Okay.
And they said basically and it's like a super rare form of cancer, and basically they're like, the only way we can really save your life is
Right.
to cut off your arm.
Okay.
That's it. And she's like, you can't cut my arm. Like, well, it's either that or there's no. I mean,
Yeah, you're
that's
gonna
the only
die.
recommended.
Yeah.
So she starts going online looking up of all these alternative medicines, blah blah blah. Tries this like chemotherapy, doesn't work, and then she finds this guy who's like, if you juice forever and do butthole enemas and with
Oh, I
coffee,
saw this. I do
Yeah.
two
She was
enemas a
doing
day.
8
8 a day. Oh
and
my
drinking
god! With
drinking
coffee enema, right?
drinking 12 ounces of some juice on the hour every hour for 16 hours a day.
And it stopped the cancer.
And she wanted to do these retreats and everything. And then it cuts to this other girl who says she has brain cancer and she cured it with eating good and da 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 da. So it's so once you set that up, basically the story is this girl really has cancer, the one with
Right.
the arm, and the other girl who starts getting really popular and stuff
Yeah.
doesn't really have cancer.
Oh.
She's just a big old liar.
That's shitty.
And so she's promoting all this to people, and
So
basically
giving people
comes to
false
find-
hope.
Yeah, finds out, and then same thing with the other lady. But then she finally, not to get too much into it and spoil too much, but her mom ends up, the lady with the arm, her
Yeah.
mom ends up getting cancer.
Oh
And
shit.
she convinces her mom to do the same thing, and her mom dies because she doesn't go get conventional medicine. They could
Yeah.
have saved her life, and then that finally like
So d-
last straw, like her arm literally starts rotting off from the cancer.
Oh.
And they goes in like, okay, I'm ready to cut my arm off, and the doctor's like,
Too late, bruh.
too late, it's already it's everywhere. Like
So
you're,
she dies too.
you're gonna die in like a couple weeks.
Oh.
And they're like, oh shit. And then the other lady, and then that's kind of like what the feud starts, and they're like trying to, like the girls who's faking it, and so it's good. it's got comedy, it's
Yeah.
got super realistic themes, and it's directed and shot really interestingly.
Okay.
I think it's really good. I want to say it's like 6 episodes, but each episode's like an hour or so.
Okay.
And it's really good. It's like it's a what you call it?
Documentary.
Kinda, where it's supposed to, like it jumps back and forth, and it's like straightforward.
Or like a
kinda.
docudrama.
Yeah, it's good. You
Okay.
give it a go. I think you'd like it.
Sweet. All right. Well, I started watching one of Gordon's shows that he usually does. I watched Next Level Kitchen just started. I think this has been better. I think Hell's Kitchen needs to go away. No, not Hell's Kitchen. No, MasterChef. MasterChef needs to go away. It's not good anymore.
Yeah.
MasterChef's pretty garbage. Next Level Kitchen still has that like the rooms going up and down, and so like when you have to grab for your ingredients and stuff, that kind of gives it more of a, makes it more difficult, and so the competition seems to be a little more fun to watch, whereas MasterChef's the same shit every time, and it's like it's kind of boring now. Yeah, I would say this season started out well. It's only like an episode in, but if you're into Gordon Ramsay stuff, this is one of the better ones right now.
Nice. Well, that's good.
You got anything else? You want me to just keep on going?
I watched the new. Well, I caught up, and because I had been watching Invincible, and I watched the new season.
Man, I haven't got to it yet. Is it good
And yeah, well, 4 episodes, 5 episodes, 4 episodes into the new season.
Yeah.
And it's good. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Drawn by Ryan Otley and written by Kirkman.
Yeah, they do this funny little thing where Invincible's at he's at whatchamacallit, and Comic-Con.
Yeah.
And he meets the writer of his favorite comic book, and he's like, "Yeah, if you never noticed, there's all these ways that we can cut back on animation, so we don't have to animate our stuff." And he's like, "He's like, we'll pan up to their eyes so you can't see their mouths. We'll put something in front of their mouths. We'll pan to the back of their head.
And
We'll do slow. We'll pan out to do slow shots of a big area with lots of people.
Yeah.
And you think everyone's moving, but if you look closely, nobody's moving. It's just so it was cool. But so far the story's really good. It's starting to get really like into the Viltrumite.
It gets deep, yeah.
Yeah, it's starting to get into the Viltrumite kind of stuff,
Yeah.
and they finally revealed the big secret,
Mm-hmm.
which was cool. It's
You can give it away. I've
that
read
there's
all
only
the
50
comics.
Viltrumites left
Mhm.
in the world and in the universe, and so that's their big secret is that they don't have the manpower to really. If they actually come up against like a really good civilization, that's why I only send one person.
Yeah.
Is because all people have either died or they've defected and stuff like that. So
Yeah.
And then it's good so far. It's cool. His dad's is starting to turned at this point
Good or bad?
to the good.
Oh, yeah.
So Al and the aliens come back and he's like all buffing.
That's Seth Rogen, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And he's all like super powerful now. So it's
Yep.
cool. It's good.
Show's really good.
Yep.
All right.
Amazon Prime.
Yep. Next, I'm continuing to watch Shifting Gears
Mm-hmm.
with Tim Allen and Kat Jennings. And it's good. The latest episode had his wife from Last Man Standing. She shows up as a widow, and so they meet at where the place where they kept what do you call those places? Where they have like it's like rows of the dead people with the little.
It's just a cemetery.
Yeah, so they would go to the cemetery and they go to they meet each other and they become friends, and so it's just this episode was about him learning how to understand his grief for losing his wife, and that he might at some point be able to go and find another lady at some point. It's just good. Everybody acts well. I mean, I love a good sitcom, and so there's not a lot of those out there anymore.
Yeah.
That are like you could tell a shot on like a set and stuff, and it's really good. I definitely recommend it. You have anything else? I got one more, and it's one we've already done before. So.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. I'm continuing to watch High Potential, and it's like it might be one of the best shows out there right now.
Yeah.
That's continually going. What's it? Something Olsen. What's her first name?
Just I don't fucking know.
Anyways,
What are you talking about?
she is really good. And I still love the whole like Sherlock Holmes of it all, where she notices things nobody else does, and she's building relationships, and she's still trying to find her husband who disappeared without knowing where he is. And there's this like shady gangster guy that she has to go to get information because they were friends back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I mean, the newest one was that like it was like a Saw thing where a guy was like playing games with her.
Yeah.
And like set puzzles up, and so she's so smart that she figures them out super quick, and so they save the guy. Well, he was gonna die because he had he was insulin dependent.
Yeah.
And so it's just really good. So I definitely recommend it still.
Good. Well, now we know.
Now we know.
I don't think I have anything else. Did I watch anything else? No, I didn't.
Okay.
Cause lame. All right, on to the big one.
Let's go.
It's a movie.
It's a premiere.
It's a movie premiere.
It's a premiere.
Hey,
Movie premiere.
We watch shit.
We watched some
Look,
stuff.
I've been excited all day about our conversation for this movie. All right, so are we ready?
Yeah.
I have.
Let's start with what you watched and go from there.
Okay, so I watched Hard Eyes. This is from the guys who did Scream. I mean, I'm not gonna go crazy into this movie because I'll just be honest with you, it was terrible.
Yeah.
I mean, it did know what it wanted to be. It wanted to be a sappy romance comedy, and it had like horror stuff in it, but like the acting was really, really bad and everything, and the killer, like the reveal is like so shitty. I mean, I'm gonna give it away. So you
The
skip
killer Steve.
skip ahead 12 seconds. It's a couple who are their thing is they like to hunt people.
Lame.
Yeah. And so yeah, I mean, it's bad. So if I had to give it a rating, it's kicking the shin.
Kicking the shin. Oh no.
Yeah,
Oh no.
I can't recommend. I mean, the cinematography is good, but like the acting is just so shitty. There's two movies I've ever actually asked to leave, and I told Tara like towards the end of the movie, I was like, I don't know if I can finish this movie.
You're like, I want to.
I was like, she's like, well, I guess you can go wait in the lobby because I mean, there's not much left. But I was like, I finished it, but this and Priest, were the two movies where I'm like, these are terrible movies.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I can't recommend it. Sorry, guys.
Well, that sucks. Go kicking the shin.
Yep.
Hard Eyes. You heard it here first.
Yep.
Trey says the people who made that movie should be shot in the head.
I agree. All right.
That's terrible.
All right. So you watched it.
Terrible, Trish. Just terrible.
Just terrible.
Just terrible.
You watched a different movie than.
Yeah, I watched. I watched. Well, I have two movies. I watched. What did I watch? Love Hurts.
Yes, sir.
I don't know how to say his name.
Quinn. Something.
I don't want to mess it up.
Yeah.
So this movie is about an assassin kind of enforcer guy who leaves the trade after some event happens, and he becomes a realtor.
Right.
And he wants just to live a normal life. And then one day on Valentine's Day, he gets a card from a girl, and he's like, she's back. And you come to find out that he left it because he sacrificed a girl he liked from the old gang, and his brother's the leader, and he went into hiding.
Right.
So let's talk about everything that I liked, Trey. I liked Quan.
Yep.
Great. He's throughout the movie, probably the best part of the movie, by far.
How's the football player guy?
Marshawn Lynch was awesome.
Yeah.
Hilarious. A couple of weird silences and pauses and timing issues with his jokes, but overall, for his being his first like major movie, and he's going to be in another. He's joining the cast of what's that one with Zendaya? That movie, Euphoria.
Euphoria?
Euphoria.
Yeah.
He's going to be in that apparently.
Oh, the TV show?
So he's
Nice.
got a couple of roles. So his action was really dope. He did a good. It didn't seem all weirdly timed. For some reason, and I don't know why, but it seemed like the action got better. Like as far as the choreography goes, like sometimes like at the beginning, it seemed like they were waiting on punches and stuff.
Yeah.
The storyline didn't make much sense. Wait, is that everything I liked? Yeah, that was everything I liked.
That's not much.
Yeah. The storyline didn't make much sense. I hated the love interest. She was the worst part of the fucking movie. Terrible actress. I don't know who this girl was.
Right.
His brother was okay. He had his whole shtick was like he was into boba.
Okay.
And he killed a couple of people with a boba straw, which was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
But he was like fighting his brother with a boba straw, like a normal ass boba straw, and he's like sticking it to his legs and shit. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, yo, that's made out of plastic.
Yeah.
Ain't happening.
Ain't killing nobody.
So the action was cool. There was like some wonky. The storyline just really did the thing that held this movie back the worst. There was no chemistry between the love interest, and the main character.
Yeah.
No chemistry at all. Like it just didn't make sense.
Okay.
It felt like they cut like a portions of this beginning of this movie out.
Uh-huh.
Like he has this like thing with his boss where like supposed to be like super close,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't seem like it. And then there's like the scene where his boss has to like either give him up or die, and he's like my brother to me, and we took him in and everything. You're like, yo, did I miss half of this fucking movie? Because like it just seemed like there was like a whole portion to set this movie up that was just cut.
So they didn't give you as much
it didn't-
exposition as you were looking
Yeah,
for.
like you just needed
for back
more. Like
characters.
it needed more of him just being a normal guy.
Yeah.
Because he like the first fight he gets into, he's like back into it.
Yeah.
Like he almost needed like I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not gonna get into it. And then I'm fuck this. I'm gonna beat some ass.
Yeah.
Like you needed that, and it was never that. He was
Okay.
just straight into it. On a scale, or it's gonna be a
Oh, here we go.
not across the room.
Ooh.
You was hoping it almost got a knuckle bump.
Yeah.
It almost did.
Yeah.
But you just needed one more good actor or actress to bring it home,
Uh-huh.
and you just didn't get it.
So that's too bad.
Yeah, I wanted it to be better.
Yeah.
That sucked.
All right.
I have another one. Did you have?
I do have another movie.
Okay, go ahead.
I watched The Gorge.
Me too. I just watched. That's why I said, give me a minute.
Okay.
I saw it came out on Friday.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna watch it Saturday, and then I
Yeah.
was like, I was watching Invincible all night.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, I'm watching this now.
Okay.
So.
Here's the sad part. Okay. I watched 3 movies.
Mm-hmm.
Paid for 2.
Yeah.
The Gorge was better
Yes.
than both of the other movies I watched.
Yeah.
That's sad.
I felt the same way, Trey. So we've got Anna Taylor Joy and that Miles Teller.
Yes, sir.
And it's the exposition on this one is they're both ex-military type people,
Correct.
and they get sent to this gorge and saying, "Hey, protect us for a year."
Yeah, they're on 2 towers on both sides of this giant ravine,
Yeah.
and they got to watch it. And that's what. And they.
Like, protect it for a year.
Yeah.
And they're like, "What? Protect it from what?" And they're like, you'll find out."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Okay."
And so we see. So the guy that was there before, he's like, all right, he's teaching him all the ropes and everything,
Give
telling
them
him
all
what he's
the
got to do.
the spiel and everything.
And then he gets taken up by a helicopter, and what do? They pop him.
Yeah, you're like, "Good job, soldier." He's like, "Thanks, man." He's
Yeah.
like, "What's your code name?" Blah blah blah. Perfect. Pop.
Smokes
I'm
his
like,
ass.
"Ah, shit.
Drops his ass in the
Kind of
floor.
knew something like that was happening. You kind of set it up. You get a surprise Sigourney Weaver cameos throughout this, so that
Yeah.
was cool.
Yeah.
So essentially, they're a few months in. You get to see, they're like nothing's happening, and they're
Uh-huh.
like chilling.
Yep.
And then the one night they just start like these, it was like humanoid looking things start coming through the gorge,
Right.
and they start working together, and they're not supposed to have any contact,
Yeah.
but they start like writing to each other and everything, and
So what starts it all is that so Anna Taylor Joy's character, it's her birthday, and she's sad because her dad's not there. She misses her father, and so they start having a conversation back and forth.
well, if they started having conversation before that.
But that was the big one, though. That was
Yeah.
when they like kind of fell for each other.
Yeah. And so, and then, so then they decide after, fighting off the creatures and stuff, you don't really know what's in the gorge or whatever's
Right.
happening. He's like, fuck it, I'm coming over there.
Yeah.
And so he creates this big ass thing, and he shoots
He zip lines
zip
across.
lines all the way across,
Yeah.
and they spend the night together. They fucking,
Yeah.
they fucking Trey.
You know, I
Um,
was angry about this. Why do we have to see Miles Teller, butt naked and shit, get no girl action whatsoever?
Trey,
That's-
you shit.
I know.
And so you get to it, and he's like, all right, well, I gotta go back or whatever. I'll catch you later. And she's like, all right. And on his way back,
Yep.
bam, they start attacking, and his fucking zip line, and you get to go into the gorge.
Yes.
And she's like, "Fuck that, I'm going too."
And she's
And
like,
she's like,
she
she don't even think twice. She just got her backpack like, "Hey, we gonna see what happens. See ya." Woo! I'm like, damn, hey, she's down.
Yep.
And so she jumps in there, and then you get to find out like blah 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 blah. Not to spoil like what's in the gorge or whatever.
Yeah.
And they get out. And
We'll
they're
just say there's monsters down.
yeah. And so so you find out that there's something called the stray dog protocol.
Yes.
And you're like, well, hey, if shit goes down, yeah, they're gonna do
We'll
it
blow
and
it up.
run.
Yep.
And he's like, oh, I don't know what that means. And you find out there's a nuclear bomb down there, and they're like,
Yep.
that's how we gonna take care of it. And,
Yep.
and so blah blah blah. One thing leads to another. I think it has a decent ending.
Yeah.
The whole how the monsters happen is a little probably a bit of a stretch.
I like this though because instead of it being like hell,
Yeah, they're like
it's not that.
It's not
They
that.
have a reason for things
Yeah.
being the way they
yeah, for sure. And it's a little of a stretch, just
Yeah,
a
it
little
is.
bit. But you have to. It's a movie, so whatever.
Yeah.
But overall, though,
I think the acting was great.
I thought there was chemistry there.
Miles Teller is good in this.
You know what? He gets a bad rap. He's good in most shit.
Yeah. He was.
Dude, one of my favorite movies with him in it is the Brave.
Yeah.
You ever seen that movie?
No.
Boy, that make you want to cry.
Yeah.
You've never seen that?
Uh-uh.
Oh, you missing out. It's
Yeah.
He plays a fireman.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, he plays a crackhead.
Yeah.
And he has a kid, and then he's like, I got my life straight, so he
Yeah.
becomes a rough.
Is this where he's got the weird mustache?
Yeah, because he's a fireman.
Oh yeah.
And he's
I saw a
like,
trailer for this.
he's like, well, they go fight wildfires,
Uh-huh.
and I forget what they're called. They're like a red team or some shit, and it's based on a true story
Right.
where they go out, and he's like part of the fire team or whatever, and he's like, it's like one of the success stories. Like he was a crackhead,
Yeah.
and he like gets his life together, and he's like, he likes what he's doing and everything.
Right.
And one time there's a big fire in Arizona,
I'm guessing he dies.
and the team is trying to contain the fire,
Right.
and the wind shift on him.
Oh.
But he was given the job to go up and scout and get get a signal or some shit.
Yeah.
And so his whole team goes away.
Yeah.
And the fire shifts,
Mhm.
and they're like, hey, it shifts back on the team.
You're reviewing another movie for
Shut
this
the
movie.
fuck up! I don't give a shit. Y'all hear me? It's a good movie, Trey, and he kills it in that
Yeah.
performance, and the whole team dies. Because they have these little fucking heat blankets where you're supposed to be able to get under and it saves your life, but they don't.
Just
Because they never test it. How you test it?
I like how you know what I'm gonna tell you. Miles Teller's good. I'm gonna review another movie.
So that movie, Trey, that movie gets a high five. It's a great movie based on a true story.
That's funny.
Anyways, back to the Gorge.
Yeah.
First of all, here's the thing. Here's the fucked up thing. And I think you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
Is a movie that if you already have Apple TV,
Yeah. It's free.
it's free.
Yeah.
The effects are good.
Yep.
Obviously they're not like stellar, but they're good enough. Like you're never it doesn't take you out. You know what I mean? It
No,
doesn't take
no,
you
not
out
at
of
all.
it.
Not at all.
Maybe some physics problems here and there, but nothing where you're like nothing takes you out of it.
You know how you can adjust to like if it's like bad CG? Is the thing is that you adjust because they're in an area where everything's contaminated by whatever it is.
You don't. You know what I could say about Apple TV show that didn't come out in theaters?
Yeah.
I would assume this movie probably cost $50 to $80 million if I had to guess, maybe more.
Yeah, I mean the
But
actors probably got a lot of big piece of that. Yeah.
But I never once was like, oh, they're on a green screen. Oh, they're on a green screen.
No, it looked good.
Like the buildings look good. It looked authentic. So
There is a scene, the big scene that I was like, holy, this looks great. They're in the church, and these spiders start dropping. I'm like, oh shit,
Yeah, it
that's
looked good.
dope. That
Okay.
is dope.
So this is Apple TV. I think you can. I think there's a new thing with Prime that you can rent stuff that's on Apple TV on Prime now. So if you're not an Apple person, you don't want to go on Apple TV.
Yeah.
Which, fucking cool news.
Huh.
That's been annoying as fuck.
What's
They
that?
finally added Apple TV to the Android marketplace, which is crazy.
It's weird. Why would you have Apple on?
Because it's just their streaming service.
Right.
So they were kind of like, oh, it's only for Apple users, but you
Right.
can get it on Roku. You can get it on every smart TV.
Right.
And I was like, so
So now you can watch it on your Android phone.
what's happening is Apple TV is struggling a little bit.
Yeah.
A lot of these streaming services that were doing really good during the pandemic because no one could go out are
Yep.
now struggling a little bit.
Yes,
And
sir.
so I think they wanted to broaden their audience a little bit.
Yeah.
So it's on. You can get it on Android now, which is awesome because things are slowing down. Like you saw, I don't know if you guys. I mean, we'll get to the end of the review at some point. You saw that YouTube TV shutting down.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, YouTube TV shutting down. They're losing.
YouTube TV.
Yeah, they're losing all their contracts.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
They're losing all their
like
contracts.
the cable network.
Their cable version. Yeah,
So that's why
it was like
that's why
$69.99.
football's going away next
Everything.
year.
So they lost all. So they announced that I think whatever date they put out there, they said they lost the Paramount, the Peacock, all of them. Because they all now stream everything on their own apps.
Yep.
So they're like, well, why do we need to conglomerate
we
here
don't need you on
and then
YouTube.
pay you extra?
Yeah.
So but anyways, back to the review.
Yes.
It's great ending. Loved it. Characters all great. If the CG was a little turned up, and I mean, 2 hours felt great. It wasn't. It didn't
No,
seem
it went
long.
by fast. I felt.
I mean, it's probably a smidge for me, a smidge under a sweaty high five, but it does get a high five from Brandon.
Yeah. It's tough because like the movies we watched were so bad.
And maybe and that could be on us is that the movies these 2 weeks were so bad that like this seemed so great, and I didn't have to leave my house.
I'm gonna go knuckle bump. I'm gonna go knuckle bump. It was almost a high five, but I gotta take into the fact that I probably thought it was so good because of how bad. Like if the movies we watched were really good, then it probably would have been
Whatever. Hey, I'm a Miles Teller dick rider.
Yeah.
What do you want me to say? That's why I'm in there.
Yeah.
No homo.
Yeah. So knuckle bump for me, high five for you, almost a sweaty high five.
Yep.
I would say I'm pretty close to a high five, but I knocked you down a few points just because of what we watched.
Yep. Alrighty. I think we go to the big one, huh?
Yes, let's do it.
Alrighty. Can I see your phone real quick?
You definitely
Can
can.
you unlock it?
I can.
Thanks, bud.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Let me just do this here.
Do this.
All right, thank you, sir.
What did I do?
And this is some inside baseball here. The soundboard is paired to something, and it's
thought it
not
was
my
your
phone.
Oh.
And it's not my phone.
I never used it on your soundboard.
So that's why I turned your Bluetooth off just now,
Huh, that's
and seeing if it would turn off. But we may have to do a fun restart again, Trey, and figure out what's wrong with this soundboard that keeps dropping the Bluetooth.
Yeah.
Because it dropped it again. And
Or-
it says it's pairing and connected.
Okay. Excellent.
That's awesome, but it's not connected to my phone.
Was it? I mean, if it was connected to mine, I could just use my phone to do it.
Yep.
Anyways.
Any hoot and toot and boogie. So the big one that came out this week is
Captain America. Brave New World.
Brave New World.
You want me to go first? You want to go first?
Let's set some shit up.
Okay.
So, actress Trey, hit us with it.
Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford.
You know the actors.
Oh, come on, Trey. What we got?
All right.
Matt Anthony.
Anthony Mackie. Liv Tyler.
5 fucking seconds.
I don't know the guy who plays the Thinker, but
I don't either. You
um,
know him, like when you see him. You're
I
like,
mean,
know him.
honestly, you got Espinosa. That's the guy who plays Sidewinder. You have I don't know the guy, the old guy that used to be the super soldier. But that's all the characters you really need to know.
Okay.
So I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
Here we go.
This is barely a Captain America movie.
Yep.
This is a direct sequel to The Incredible Hulk made in 2009.
All right. Before we get into the movie, Trey,
Yes.
let's just talk about this.
Let's
real
go.
quick. What the fuck are they thinking? Like,
Okay.
what is? I just don't understand.
Okay, before we go crazy and talk shit, all you people that's dick riding and like trying to be all nice to Marvel, you gotta stop.
You got
You have to stop.
They need to know that their shit, their roses, Trey, they do smell like poo poo.
Yeah.
They outcast as a motherfucker.
If you're putting shitty movies out, they need to know they're putting shitty movies out.
And they've been working on this before fucking
This was
Captain
done
America
2
and Winter
years
Soldier
ago.
came out.
Yeah, this was done 2 years
And they've
ago.
been working on the CG and shit ever since. It just doesn't make any fucking sense, Trey.
Yes.
Um,
Do you want to go what we liked about it first, and then talk? Say what.
okay,
we
let's
didn't
talk about what we liked about
Okay.
it. Go ahead.
I think.
All right, time's over.
I think Harrison Ford did a good job. I think
Harrison Ford.
he does
killed
really.
it.
He does really good. I
Yep.
think he understood the assignment, and like his transformation scenes, he goes for it. He really goes for it.
Yeah, I liked Hector,
Which
the new Winter Show, the new Falcon,
his sidekick. Yep.
sidekick.
Yep.
I liked him.
Yeah, he's good.
He's funny. He brings levity. That was good.
Yeah. I think Anthony Mackie is. I think he plays a good Captain America, but he's uneven. He has an uneven performance.
We talked about this a little bit on the way out the theater.
Yeah.
That he has this weird thing where they try to fit him into Chris Evans' kind of acting style.
Yeah.
Where Chris Evans can go from like having a couple quips
Mm-hmm.
here and there and mainly serious. Chris Evans' Captain America is mainly serious.
Right.
He's one of the more serious characters.
Yes.
Along with like the original, like the OG, like the first two movies Thor.
Yeah.
He's mainly serious with the one-off kind of funny here and there, and they're not action comedies.
And the funny parts about Captain America is the fact that he's out of time. That's what makes him funny because he doesn't understand things.
And it's unintentional comedy versus him trying to make jokes, but the people around him, surrounding him, are funny, right? So he had his squad in Captain America, the first Avenger.
Yes.
His
The
squad
Commandos.
was funny.
Yes.
And then in number 2, Captain America, the Winter Soldier.
Yep.
He started getting the Marvel characters around him. Robert Downey Jr.
Right.
Sebastian Stan, which wasn't really funny in that, but he's
Right.
getting there. But Anthony Mackie's not that though. Anthony Mackie was one of the people around him to be the comedy.
Yes.
And so then in this movie, what they did is they tried to make Anthony Mackie have this like reverse version where he's like funny all the time,
Right.
and then goes into these like weirdly serious, like unnatural serious moments.
Right.
And it just doesn't work. And it's nothing against Anthony Mackie. It could just be it could be him.
Yeah.
It could be the script.
Could be.
It could be just the actors around him or the editing. Who fucking knows? But it's just like there's this scene that just I can't get out of my head where they go into his sidekick gets hurt.
Right.
He goes into the hospital room
Mm-hmm.
and he's like making jokes of like da 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 da, and then all of a sudden, without a pause or anything, he starts going into this like racial, like we've got to be standing up for people who look like us.
Yeah.
And which I don't mind the speech.
Right.
It's like it goes like comedy serious, and it's like it just doesn't play.
So this is another thing. So do you think that was in the original cut, or do you think that they went back in and they tried to put that in the movie?
I don't know, but I know they had massive reshoots, right?
Huge reshoots.
But then you have the thing with Sebastian Stan, right? He makes a cameo.
So that's a big thing people are talking about. They're like, okay, so he comes in there and they're saying, oh, he's going for governor. Like, what the fuck?
He's running for election. First of all,
where did
that
come
from? That whole scene,
yeah,
awesome. You just get what you got in the show, which
yes.
the show is pretty good, right?
Yep, Falcon and Winter Soldier. It felt like it was just a continuation of that.
It was good.
Yeah.
But like you have this like one scene with them in it.
Yeah.
And I was like, this works. This should have been the fucking movie.
Right, but
and it doesn't and it plays because he like has this he goes to the serious speech and shit. He's like,
and was that good?
He's like, did you have writers write that? He's like, yeah, I threw in that little bit on the end myself. But it was just funny.
But we don't get enough exposition even for that because
like what the fuck? How did he?
Why is he going?
Why is he not helping?
Governor? Why is he not helping? There.
Where he got a metal arm. You see his metal arm.
Yeah.
But it's like, why is he not helping? Like, obviously, there's this big thing. He knows, like,
there's something that happened in there that I feel like we should have been told.
Where the fuck is Bruce?
Yeah.
You're fighting another Hulk character.
We have a Hulk movie with no Hulk
again. So you have the Red Hulk, and they even mention, oh, they come in red now.
Yep,
and
that's the only thing
and
you get.
You know, there's She-Hulk, right?
Yep.
We know there's the son of Hulk, whatever the fuck his name is, and there's Hulk. At the end of She-Hulk, everybody's still alive.
Yeah,
they're all alive. They're somewhere in the world.
Yeah,
and the fucking president's turning into a Hulk.
Yep,
and they're all like, hey, that's not our problem.
Hey, no Hulk's coming to help you.
That's not on us.
Yeah,
Thor ain't doing shit about it. Thor's around.
Yep.
Thor ain't. She's fucking Peter Quill's on Earth right now.
All there.
He's like, that's not my fucking problem.
Yeah,
y'all got it. Spider-Man's right down the street. They're in Washington D.C.
It feels like they intentionally only use some pieces of the MCU and not enough. Okay,
Where
so
the fuck is Doctor Strange? It seems like a Doctor Strange level shit.
yeah, so
I'm just saying, I get it. You
here's
can't
a
put all the
weird
heroes in all the movies. I get it.
here's a weird thing. Okay, so Celestials come, right?
All right, here we go.
Nobody's ever called them a Celestial besides the Eternals, right?
Yeah.
Eternals aren't even in this movie. How the fuck do they know they were called Celestials?
Yeah, and, the only people called them that was the Guardians know they're Celestials,
Yeah.
right? But like, there's no reason for you to know that.
So for some reason they call it Celestial Island. I'm like,
Yeah.
who the fuck did you know
Yeah.
that was a Celestial?
So before we keep throwing shit on this movie,
Yeah.
things that I did like.
Okay.
Okay. When Anthony Mackie's being funny,
Yep.
with his sidekick,
Yep.
loved it.
Yep.
Most of the action,
Yeah.
the fighting scenes and shit, pretty dope.
Yep.
All the flying fighting scenes I loved.
That was pretty cool.
I was like, it looked great. It played. One of my friends hated the fact that he surfed a missile.
I thought that
I
shit was
love
dope.
that.
I thought that
like,
was pretty
that's
cool.
fucking cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
That pretty much ends it on what I liked about the movie.
Yeah.
Did I miss anything that you liked?
I think the Red Hulk looks good. I think I like this like design with the character like his features in it more than I like the Bruce Banner version. I personally don't think the Bruce Banner one is very good. I liked him in Thor, the one where it's Thor and Hulk, but that's about the only version of Hulk movie I've liked with what's his name in it, the new guy.
What's the new guy?
The guy who's playing the Hulk right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. I don't think his is very good because it's like it doesn't feel as powerful. But this version of the Harrison Ford Red Hulk feels powerful. I don't think it's used enough. Honestly,
Yeah.
he's not in the movie. He kind of got the Venom the Last Dance treatment, whereas they show the King in Black, but he's sitting on a throne and they only use it for like maybe 5 or 10 minutes for the whole entire movie. You only get Red Hulk for like maybe 10 minutes of this movie. It's not long. I have a lot more problems than I do.
Yeah. Okay, so let's talk. I know this. We're just shitting on this. Okay, more problems that I have. Okay, they select military personnel
Uh-huh.
selectively have guns and don't have guns.
Right.
The fuck is that about?
Yeah.
He's just like all of a sudden has guns. It's a quote unquote 2-villain movie.
Yeah.
You have the Thinker and the Red Hulk, right?
Yes.
The Thinker thing
Right.
doesn't play for me.
Yeah.
Didn't play at all. It just I didn't like the cost. I didn't like it looked like they took a dude, put spaghetti on his head, spray painted him green, put like green splotches on his arm. They're like perfect.
So I think the Thinker works in this movie from the shadows. When he's shadowed,
He looked good.
Yeah.
Like when it's just his eyes glowing and you
Yes.
could tell he's kind of green.
Yeah.
He's in the dark or whatever.
Yeah.
But the second there's this part where he comes up on this hill.
yeah.
First of all, there's Ex Machina. Soldier dude's walking up the hill. He's like, I got the
info.
I got to call Captain America, and he's walking up this hill in a random fucking base. Da da da. The
Yep.
Thinker times it perfectly. Walks up. He's like,
You're not going to talk
you're
to
not
him.
gonna talk. And
Heart attack,
And it's
dead.
just bright, and you're just like, and you see him all in all of his quote unquote glory.
Yeah.
And God, it's dog dick.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
It looks terrible.
Yeah.
And then it feels like they wanted a version of characters they've already introduced into the MCU,
Right.
but without using those characters.
Okay.
Like the President's Bodyguard.
Yes.
She is almost a
Oh, yeah,
she's
she's-
a sparrow, a red sparrow,
She's a Red Room.
red room, whatever they're
Black
called,
Widow.
Black Widow
Yeah.
from the Black.
Yep.
And it's just basically the same. It's basically Florence Pugh's character or ScarJo's character.
Yep.
Essentially the same people. It's the same person.
She
essentially.
came from the same place, so
Yeah, I mean, but like, have her some type of unique type of personality or
Yeah.
something.
yeah.
Like, it's not like she did a bad job or anything.
No, I didn't.
I just was like, you're playing us out.
Yeah.
It's played out.
Yeah.
It
I
look-
mean, she was. I think she was. As far as I think she was one of the bright spots.
I understand. I'm not saying that her acting and her.
I know, but you want a character that's.
But it's just
unique.
like you could have had the same. You could have gave her some type of other backstory or something
That would
else.
have been fun. If
Yeah.
they would have took She-Hulk and made him the bodyguard.
Yeah, something along that would have been dope.
Yeah.
That would have been cool. What else? My other biggest thing, was that the fight on the island, whatever it was called,
Which time?
with all the both times in front of the White House and in
Oh, okay.
where
The rose, the
it
blossom garden.
was the worst standing on a green screen I've seen in quite some time.
That was all reshoots.
But
every
they
bit
should
of-
have took their ass back to the
Yeah.
woods or some shit.
Yeah.
Bought some fucking or rose blossoms and fucking reshot that shit because that was terrible.
I would say the guy Esposito that played Sidewinder.
Despacito.
So here's the problem: they didn't use him very well. I mean, he's so underused in this, and like the Serpent Society, that's what he's part of. But I guess he wasn't even in the movie originally. He was part of reshoots.
Really?
He wasn't even in the original
Yeah,
part of the movie.
Japanese. Whatever you're gonna call her, like the president of Japan, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh no. The Sidewinder is the guy who was the guy.
Oh, the guy from Breaking Bad.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So he's in this, and I'm like, okay, why isn't he could have been way cooler, and he was badass. He like stabbed Captain America. Okay, this is wrong too. He doesn't have a fucking super soldier serum. He got stabbed in the chest and in the thigh, and Anthony Mackie decides like it didn't even happen. Like the next scene, he's got 2 bandages on him, and it's like he doesn't even act like it affected him. I'm like, dude, you're not a superhero. You're a regular human. That would have you'd have been in the hospital for
Yeah.
sure. For sure. He had an axe shoved in your fucking leg. This is ridiculous. I just felt like the plot is ridiculous. The Thinker is the big villain, and he's pissed because he's being kept in a facility where the president told him he was going to be able to get out if Thunderbolt Ross got the presidency.
Right.
And this is the whole plot. This is the entire plot. So he's trying to make the Thunderbolt Ross look bad by starting World War III over adamantium, which shoehorn this shit in. They're in the Celestials, and it's a big war to see who can get the adamantium first.
Right.
And so it's like Japan and the U.S.
And it's like the first mention of mainstream
adamantium.
adamantium that is like, hey.
But why? It doesn't even make the whoever wrote the plot of this movie was like, it seems so bad. It barely makes sense.
Yeah. It definitely was I don't know. They really wanted this movie, and I don't know why. It would have been better on just put on fucking Disney and just be done with it. But I get you had to move the storyline along, but
Right.
it really didn't.
It didn't do shit.
All it did was there was 2 things, right? There was only 2 things about this whole movie that moved the Marvel quote unquote DCU further
Right.
along, which is 1, the adamantium.
Yep.
So hey, Wolverine,
Maybe, at some point.
And the second was at the very end. First of all, no mid credits, no, just at the very,
Well, I think there's a third.
very
actually,
end.
that you're not mentioning.
Oh well, we'll go to the third after. They talk about there's a you gotta get ready. There's gonna be other people from other worlds coming.
Like universal battles.
A universal battle.
Yep.
Secret Wars. Hint hint. Wink wink. And what was the third, Trey?
The third is that they're going to restart the Avengers.
Yeah.
That they don't exist right now.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks. Which they already talked about.
Yeah.
At the end of the fucking end game,
Yep.
the fucking
They already restarted the
See them?
Avengers.
They're already restarted, and
Yep.
they don't talk about. Would they just and this is the new Avengers, and they're like, it just cutting nah, just kidding, we out this bitch. See ya.
Yeah.
See you, motherfucker. I don't make no sense.
It made me sad because I was like, I was like, okay, so why wasn't this an Avengers movie?
Right.
You could have made a team and they could have went against the Red Hulk.
Yeah, like some of
That-
the team is like, no, we should listen. The other team is like, no, we shouldn't. And
Yeah, that would,
like, and then towards the end they're like, look, he is actually the Hulk. Rawr!
yeah. And they made him dumb. Like the Red Hulk is a military genius.
Yeah, Milton.
He wasn't in this. He was just breaking shit. Okay. And let's be clear.
Let's be crystal.
Why is the end of the fight a talk?
And the sunset's setting, big man.
I told Tara.
Yep.
That was exactly what it felt like. It felt like Black Widow talking him down off the ledge. What became this scene again?
It's lame.
And so, okay. I mean, we spoiled the shit out of this already. They put his ass in the raft at the end, and you know what I think that meant? We're not going to see that shit again. You will not see the Red Hulk again.
Yeah. And this is the whole Liv Tyler thing. She walks in. She's
Oh
like,
my god!
For
This
5
pissed me
fucking
off.
seconds. Hi, Dad. You want to talk?
And that's it.
All right, cool. Fuck me.
Here's what it was. Cha-ching! Cash that check.
Ching, bitch.
Now, again, we don't know. She might have had a bigger part in the original part of the movie, because I was reading some stuff and it seemed like the Serpent Society had a lot more to do with this movie before they re-edited it.
Yeah.
I guess it was supposed to. The original was like the Serpent Society was like half the movie, and they were fighting against Captain America. While in the background there was other shit happening. That just didn't happen in this.
Yeah. It just. I don't.
It was poorly edited. It didn't make any. Half the shit didn't make sense.
Yeah. That was rough. I mean, I'm not gonna understand why they made those choices that they made. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just stupid.
All right. Well, let's go ahead. So, I mean, what did you give it?
So first, before we talk about that,
Okay.
Taking into account all the Marvel movies I've seen,
Yes. This is the worst Captain America movie I've seen.
by far, no, by. And if we're gonna talk mainstream Avenger movies, if we're talking Robert Downey Jr. and beyond,
Yeah. This might be the worst movie I've
it
seen.
might be the worst movie.
So-
Marvel movie.
So, the worst Marvel movie is Eternals.
Which there's parts I like about the Eternals. There's parts I like.
Yeah.
I might be out of the the public might disagree with me, but there's parts I like.
Yeah.
I would say honestly, it's bottom 3 for sure.
Oh yeah, yeah.
It's down there with Thor number 2.
It's Thor: The Dark World, Eternals, and this.
Yeah. I mean, fucking. I like Thor: Love and Thunder more than this.
Yeah. I mean, Ant-Man's pretty damn close though.
Yeah.
Ant-Man's pretty bad.
Yeah, that was pretty dog shit. But this one's gonna get.
All right. What do you got?
Trey, I unfortunately,
Yes.
I don't want to be this guy, but I'm gonna have to.
Not
be.
for a Marvel movie.
I'm gonna have to be.
Don't do it.
I'm gonna do it.
What are you gonna do?
I'm Dick
In the dirt?
in the dirt.
Oh shit!
the
Dick
dirt.
in
Dick
the
in the dirt.
So
Dog shit.
you want to hear the sad part?
Dog shit.
Real sad. This movie's almost made $100 million already.
Bullshit. And they're gonna be like, they're probably over like, look at the good job we did. You
Now-
fucking
now-
suck.
Now, luckily,
The
the
tomatoes.
reviews are saying it's a 50% rate. That's terrible.
Yeah,
for a Marvel movie. That's not good. So Dick in the Dirt applies.
Yeah.
But so guys, I'm sorry to say this. Don't go see it.
Trey, what are you Dick in the dirt too?
Dick in the Dirt.
Woo!
Double dicking.
Double dicking. Alrighty.
Ah, that's
Well,
sad.
on to the next one.
All right. That's not it.
That's not it, bitches.
When the world needed direction,
It called upon its last hope.
two brothers,
One studio.
Hard to Entertain, is proud to present
Flashback.
I gotta maybe move that button away from that button. All right, Trey.
That's
Well,
funny.
here's the problem. The fucking Bluetooth. I'm gonna have to reset this whole board and.
Well, just play it over your phone into the.
You know what, Trey?
speaker.
See, you're so smart. All right, let's see here. Let's just get here. Okay, go there. Okay, go there. Okay, go there. Okay. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's
Born
do it.
ready.
Huge IQ,
Oh, that sounds
great
good.
performance at school, but you gave up. Drugs, petty crime, never had a job.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Set you on a certain path.
Oh, the
Stay
Kingsman.
There you go, Trey. Yay!
Oh,
Trey,
nice.
you win a gold star for today.
Thank you, thank you.
Here you go. You can
That's a
use
good
your
one.
own mic. You can use your own phone. Fuck you. You can put it on
okay.
your own mic.
Okay.
So Kingsman 2014, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
It's got I don't know how to say that guy's name. The main character. I don't know how people pronounce it.
Edgerton.
Edgerton some
Yeah.
yeah, whatever. Samuel L. Jackson. It's got a lot of actors. So essentially, there's a East London kid who's a little bit of a, we'll say, roundy house kid. You know what I mean? Kid from the block.
Yes, sir.
And he gets in some trouble when he's a kid. Some military guy comes and tells him, "Hey, your dad died, but if you ever need anything, call this number." He calls it to get out, and the guy's like, "I've been watching you, Eggsy. You wanna try out for some shit?" And he tries out to be a Kingsman. And that's like a spy. It's like a spy organization. You don't have to
Oh, it's
get much
good.
into it. And then Samuel L. Jackson's the bad guy in this, and he has a lisp. And the whole thing is that he implants a device in everyone's head who's immune to this certain sound.
Right.
And it's all the people he likes, and then everyone else like goes crazy and kills each other. So that's the whole plot.
Yep.
Great fucking movie, acting great. Second one, it's gotten a sequel and a prequel.
Yep.
The prequel is not nearly as good as the first two, and even the second one's not as good as the first one.
I like the colors, like when they pop to people's heads.
Yeah, it's like there's this thing where all their heads explode,
Yep.
and instead of it
Confetti
being
and
blood, it's
shit.
like confetti and shit. And it's such a good movie.
Yeah.
It's one of those where it was a one-off. It was great. They could have made another great one. It just didn't hit the same.
No, it didn't. But it was still decent.
But it was still decent. It wasn't bad, but it
Yeah.
wasn't as good as this one. Which is it's usually true about like these origin story ones, where it's like the origin story is like a cool part of it,
right.
and then it's hard to find that magic on like the second go, because how do you one up it? Great movie. Give it a go. It's on Peacock right now. Peacock.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, let's do it. You gotta put the into the phone.
Exactly what did you see? Something was following us.
This is the most horrific event this town has ever seen. Authorities are calling this the Valentine's Day Massacre.
Trey, is it the Valentine's Day Killer? Valentine's Day Massacre?
Harmony. Something unexplainable.
I think it's like the miners on the cover, right?
Yeah.
Happy Valentine's Day or some shit like that. I don't know the name of it. I don't know the name.
Bloody Valentine.
My Bloody Valentine. Yeah.
Okay. So what's fun about this is this was the first horror film to come out in 3D.
Okay.
So it was
Is that true?
It is the
Final
first.
Destination didn't come on 3D before this.
This came out before that did.
Come on.
This was the first one to do it.
Come on.
And-
Trey, come on.
Real D was
Trey.
when they first.
Trey. Come on. I think
Nope,
I think
nope.
you got.
Nope.
All right, you
Nope.
go ahead. What year did that come out?
2009.
God damn. Did it really?
Yep. 2009. My Bloody Valentine 3D.
Wow. Damn. That's crazy. All right. Yeah. Then that one. Then yeah.
I mean, it's just about a miner and about a killer, and they capture him, and so this kid comes back to the town, and he owns the mine, and he's gonna sell it, and so this way, but the town is reliant on the mine, and the killer comes back and starts killing people in the community, and I guess I can give away the twist. Well, the guy who owned the mine has a mental break, and he's the killer. He doesn't know it's happening when it's happening, but he becomes like possessed by the original killer, and it's not good. It's not a good movie, but like I said, the significance is that it was the first horror film to be use Real D 3D technology.
Real D. Okay, I was gonna
Yeah.
say, because I'm looking at it right here, Trey.
Yeah.
I'm looking at it right here, Trey. Final
Uh-huh.
Destination 3D came out in 2009 as well.
Yeah. So yes.
August 28, 2009.
Yeah, I don't know the exact date of this one,
Stupid.
but it's starring
Valentine. Is Sorry.
I don't think it's starring Bobby
No, it's
Valentina.
not.
But
Cool.
yeah, it's not great. But like I said, you could
If
definitely
you like a horror slashy slash, okay.
no,
Okay.
no, no.
All
There-
right. So still dog dick. Got it.
Yeah, it's not great even for a horror slasher. Yeah, but you can definitely tell it's supposed to be shot in 3D because we watched it the other night in not 3D, and it's like that shit comes at the screen, and it's like,
what the fuck is he doing?
yeah. So it's poorly acted. Like I said, the only significance is that it was in 3D.
All right. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Where could you catch this?
We watched this on the cock.
On the cock. All right. Look at
Yes.
that. All right, Trey. Well, that'll do it for another episode of Hard Entertain, number 65 with
Yep.
Brandon and Trey.
Catch us on the socials. We're everywhere.
YouTube. If you've got socials, you've got us. We'll
That's
see
right.
You guys in a couple
you in
weeks.
2 weeks.
Later.
Are you not entertained?
Welcome to Hard to Entertain with Brandon and Trey. Take it away, boys.